I'm Georgia Fox. Most of you probably know me. I'm the chair of the Anthropology department and also co-director of the Valene Smith Museum of Anthropology.
Hi, everybody. I'm William Nitsky. I'm an assistant professor in the Department of Anthropology and the co-director of the Valene Smith Museum of Anthropology.
And I'm Adrienne Scott, the curator at the Museum of Anthropology. Good to see you.
I'm Heather McCafferty. I'm the assistant curator at the museum.
Hi, everybody. My name is Drew Sullivan. I'm a staff assistant at the museum. I do a little bit of everything. I'm glad that we're all here today.
Let's have Adrienne Scott take it away.
Okay, everybody. If you are familiar with quiz shows beyond Jeopardy, then you've heard of the lightning round. And for any Uber academics, this is kind of like an elevator interview, only shorter. So what we're going to do is I'm going to go around and call your name based on my chat window. And I'm going to have you tell us how you're connected to the museum, if you maybe did an exhibit at the museum, when you graduated, if you're a member or a board member, just something really quick that 10, 15 seconds, what we should know about you and your name. So let's start with Charlie Urbanowitz.
Retired anthropologist, happy to be involved with the museum.
Crystal Betancourt.
Well, hello. Yeah, I'm kind of an oddball here. I didn't know anything about it. I joined Ollie for the first time this year, and I got an email, and so I was curious.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Catherine Sullivan.
Hi, I'm Catherine Sullivan, the curator and head of archive for the Janet Turner Print Museum Emerita, and I share the same birthday as Valene.
Welcome. And let's see, okay, the Voorhees family.
Hi there. Well, we're connected to the museum as members and fans. And we love all the exhibits that we've been to over the years.
Amanda Harlan. Amanda?
Sorry, I had to unmute myself. Took me a second. I am an alumni of Chico State. I graduated in the early 2000s, and my husband and I are here just supporting. Love the museum, love the anthropology department. I was a bio major, and he was not. He was in a different department, but we just wanted to be here to celebrate and be involved today.
Welcome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Annelle Reed. Annelle? Maybe we'll come back to her. I know she's Keith Johnson's daughter. Eric Board.
Hi, I'm Eric. I worked with the museum quite a bit. I'm an alum. I graduated in 2014. I was the lead cinematographer for the Frolic. I was
Ringo.
I did some stuff for the space exhibit a few years back too. I worked with Georgia and Antigua. Worked in Georgia's conservation lab. I am now at Texas A&M finishing up my dissertation. All I have left is to finish writing my dissertation, and I will be a doctor. So
awesome! Thanks for coming back, Christian Gutierrez.
Hello, I'm Christian Gutierrez, and I am an advisory board member with the museum. I'm also a Chico State alum in public relations, and while I was there, I was an intern at the museum.
Hey, Mel, could you turn it down a little bit?
Coral Doyle.
What did she say?
Hi, I'm a current grad student in the Museum Studies program at Chico State. I've helped with a few exhibits. The most recent one was the basket weavers or basket makers of the Meadows Bakos family that we had a tour yesterday for. And yeah.
Thanks. Courtney Chatha.
Hi everyone, I'm Courtney. I'm an alumni of Chico State. 2016 was here. I have a long history with the museum as an employee and just a lover of museums, and helped with many exhibits and after-school programs. And now I'm out in the Midwest pursuing my doctorate in chemistry, but I very much miss my museum family.
Thanks for coming back. Darlene Chester. Darlene? Okay, Eddie Vella.
Hi, everyone. My name is Eddie Vella. I'm the Dean of the College of Behavioral and Social Sciences. I'm here to celebrate with everybody else. Very proud to be a Dean of a college that houses the Department of Anthropology and Museum of Anthropology.
Welcome. Jay Friedman.
Hi, everybody. My name is Jay Friedman. I'm the Executive Director of Alumni and Parent Engagement here at Chico State. And I can't tell you how much I appreciate the fact that you guys were willing to partner with us and be a part of Alumni and Family Weekend this weekend. So go Wildcats.
Go Wildcats, yeah. Jeanette Methvin-Terry. Jeanette? Jeanette is the ASC in the Department of Anthropology, and she'll join us in a little bit.
I'm
Jennifer
here.
Silva.
Sorry, Adrian.
Oh, it's okay. Say hi.
I wasn't expecting to be on camera, so sorry, y'all. I was just so excited. Happy 50th. I love you guys. Congratulations.
Awesome. Jennifer Da Silva.
Hi, I am Jennifer Da Silva. I have a long history with the museum too, just sort of ins and outs, weaving through life. I was a student at Chico State, graduated in the early thousands, had a wonderful cultural degree with a lot of anthropology classes. So I got to involve myself in some museum courses. I spent a little bit of time with Adrian up in the museum, got to study with Dr. Fox, and now I find myself in this wonderful position where I'm back at Chico State working. I'm able to be part of the museum advisory board, and I'm just so pleased to be with you all today.
Thanks so much. Kim Cobb. Kim, are you out there? Oh, she has a 3-year-old running around right now and not able to talk, but we're glad you're here. She's also a graduate of our program. Crystal Betancourt, did I call you before?
I don't think so.
Crystal?
Yes, I spoke, but I was an educator. I'm an educator of 30 years locally, and I think I took a couple field trips to the museum, and yeah, I just got this email from Ollie.
Oh, that's right. Okay, good. Yeah, so this is going in and out of alphabetic order, so I'm a little confused a little bit. Sorry. Curry Gill?
Hi, I was a student there in 96 to 99 and worked in the museum.
Nice to have you. Lonnie McManus.
Received an invitation and I am curious. Thank you.
Wonderful. Linda Watkins Bennett.
Oh, yay, Linda.
I think you're muted.
Yeah, I hear you. I thought I hit it. There we go. That work now?
Yep.
Hi, I'm on the community advisory board, I think 4 years. I'm not quite sure how long now. I miss seeing everyone, obviously, and miss visiting the museum right now. But I remember visiting as a much younger person, still in school field trips to the museum. So near and dear to my heart, and I'm glad to be part of it and help when there are fundraisers. And I know this was originally going to be a grand gathering in person, so I'm glad we're at least being able to gather virtually.
Thanks, Linda. Lucy Sperlin, a legend in her own time here.
Hi, everybody. I've been having trouble keeping my picture tiles up here, but I guess I'm on now. I was in the first museum class long ago, and went on to work at Oregon State University as director of the Horner Museum there for almost 20 years. Came back to Chico, and now I'm hanging out at the Butte County Historical Society. Still doing curatorial work, I guess is the best way to put it.
Love it. Lise Smith-Peters.
Hi, everybody. I am the development director for the College of Behavioral and Social Sciences, and that includes the Department of Anthropology and the museum. And I can tell you, I am a museum lover from as a small child, and this is an amazing program that serves so many people of all ages, and it is a pleasure and an honor to raise funds for it. So I really appreciate it as a community resource. Thank you all. This is awesome.
Thanks, Lise. Mary Baez.
Hi, my name is Mary Baez, otherwise known as Mimi. I know some of you in here. I work for the Office of Alumni and Parent Engagement as their student intern, so I've been helping out with our Alumni and Family Weekend for the past couple days. And I am also a student of BSS, so I'm in the Political Science Department. I've been to the Museum of Anthropology, and as a student caller, I used to raise funds for it. So super near and dear to my heart, and really excited for this celebration.
Thank you. Yeah. Matthew Stone. Are you there, Matt?
There I am. I'm Matthew Stone, a professor of recreation, hospitality, and parks management. I'm a tourism researcher, and I'm on the community advisory board.
Glad to have you. Megan Sims.
There you go. Hi, everyone. So I'm a third year graduate student in the Museum Studies program alongside Coral, and really excited to see everyone.
And Megan Pollero.
Hi, I'm a student intern at the Alumni and Parent Engagement Office, as well as Mimi, and I've been doing a lot of the graphic design work for the past weekend, and I'm super excited to celebrate this weekend, and it's super awesome that we're 50 years on the running.
I agree. Paula Schultes.
Hello, I'm Paula. The sun's in my eyes. Woohoo! Happy 50th. I work in the library. I have my Miriam Library t-shirt on. So we're like sister building mates, and I have a lot of joy with the Museum of Anthropology, just supporting it. And my kids, when they were tiny, they went to the camps and they loved it there. They still have their little drums that they made, and it's just near and dear to my heart, and to go to the parties that we've had for Valene and celebrate Valentine's Day and have all the sales at Christmas time with all the goodies. So anyway, hello everyone, and congratulations. Thank you. It's wonderful.
Thank you. And Ross Field.
Yeah, hi. My name's Ross Field. I'm a Chico State graduate. I'm actually working on a recap video of all of the wonderful events that have taken place during this weekend. And I just wanted to pop in and see a little bit about what this is all about and join the celebration. Big congratulations. It's an honor to be here. I see Linda. Hi, Linda. And kind of been working a little bit with Mimi and the people over there at their office. So
Yeah,
happy
a
to
shout
be
out to
here. Thanks for
KHSL
having me.
celebrities here. Yes, wonderful. Thanks for coming. Tamara Adams. Oh, doesn't have a computer or microphone, but thank you for coming, Tamara. We're glad you're here. Sarah Roach. Sarah? Okay, is there somebody I forgot that I missed somehow?
I'm here.
Oh, Stacy. I don't even see your name. Oh my goodness. Welcome.
Hi. Hi. It's great to be here with all of you.
Glad you're here. I'm so sorry I missed you there. And a quick shout out to Keith and Karen Johnson. I see they're here too.
How about
Say hello
Jesse?
quickly.
I saw also Linda Barker.
Jesse?
And Linda, yes.
Hi, I'm Linda Barker. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Thank you very much. I'm so excited about your 50th anniversary. And I had done an exhibit. Actually, I would say Georgia did the exhibit, and I was so pleased. And it was the last time anybody got to see all the artwork or part of the artwork. But I am so grateful for that. That was very dear to me. So thank you all for that. And I'm excited to see this.
Thank you, Linda. Yeah.
Thank you.
I'm going to thank you for all these wonderful introductions and everyone who's here this afternoon to celebrate with us. I'm going to turn it over to Will, who is going to introduce a video portion.
Hi, everybody. Hold on one second. Let me make sure I share my screen correctly and make sure that you have muted yourself so that you can not only see but also hear the video that we'll be presenting.
Sarah Kyle. She was Sarah Kyle. She didn't chime in.
All right.
Welcome.
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 Welcome. Welcome to the 50th anniversary of the Valene L. Smith Museum of Anthropology.
Yes, the museum more or less was thought about by the faculty of anthropology for a few years. We just started developing the anthro major, or hoping to develop an anthropology major. And Valene Smith thought that because we are now getting ethnographic materials and archaeological materials, that perhaps we should have a museum so we could display some of these things, anticipating that that would continue for a long time. And so the discussion more or less solidified, and we decided by 1969 that we would try to open a museum. And of course, it took some time to get the space. And so we finally were able to get the space in Trinity Hall in the foyer there. And that was to last, I think, for about 25 years before we moved. So we were in Trinity for a long time, and we started in the foyer. We didn't have anything to start with, so the president then of the university contributed $1,000 so we could have built, I guess, by the university, 10 mobile display cases. They were all the same size, and of course that created some difficulties, but they were all the same size, and they could move around. We had some panels to go with the cases, and so those could be used for exhibits also. So that was the beginning of this. Was started by trying to determine, well, what are we going to talk about? What are we going to display? The theme of the first exhibit that we decided was going to be characterized by the various abilities of the anthropology faculty. The advantage there is that those individuals had collections, private collections. So we solicited the faculty to get them to provide us with some of these things. And of course, they provided the materials from their special areas of research. We call it the Dimensions of Anthropology. I don't know if you can see it. This is the first brochure that was put out to go with the exhibit that opened in, I think it was February 27th, 1970 to be exact, was the grand opening. This particular exhibit was the first of many, and it demonstrates the fact that the museum's program, beginning this way, was the first ever in the nation. And that was because, in part, we had no other museums in Chico outside of the Bidwell Mansion. So most of the hands-on efforts that we had to make would have to be put in a museum on campus. We couldn't send interns out because there was nobody local, and we couldn't go visit a local museum to point things out. So we had to sort of do it all in-house. And that's why it was one of the first, if not the first, in the nation. We expanded mainly academically by putting in a few new programs. The certificate was started in 1979, and that was followed by the emphasis in museum studies for the graduate master's degree in 1982. So we did have to expand from simply an exhibit design course and an exhibit course to a conservation course and a museum administration course, and those kind to sort of expand the program. We did move, and we had a good time in Langdon on the third floor, even though it was mainly an engineering building. The whole thing ended when, of course, ended for me when I retired. This was the last exhibit. And it's called Hands-On of Butte County History for Kids. And that started, I think it was put in 1999 and ended in the year 2000.
In 1999, Dr. Stacy Schaefer, a cultural anthropologist with a background in fieldwork and museums, was hired as a professor of cultural anthropology and co-director of the Museum Studies program. Dr. Schaefer further expanded the museum's vision, securing funding and grants to develop exhibitions, education, and cultural programs. She was an early advocate of the participatory museum curation style, which she introduced to Museum Studies graduate students and used to create exhibits that reflected diverse voices and perspectives. In 2001, Dr. Georgia Fox, an archaeologist with a background in museums and artifact conservation, came on board. Dr. Fox brought expertise and experience in conservation and collections management to the museum program, founding an artifact conservation laboratory on campus, where it has offered students state-of-the-art experience in conservation and a solid foundation in collections best practices. Adrian Scott was also hired in 2001 as the museum's first non-student museum curator. Adrian came to the museum with a background in anthropology and museums and energized the museum's educational programming with a New Kids summer camp and educational outreach, in addition to her supportive role in the creation of the museum's annual exhibitions. In 2010, Museum Assistant Curator Heather McCafferty was hired. She was a graduate of the Museum Studies Master Degree Program and brought a background in museum curation and business to her new role. Heather has helped expand the museum's exhibitions and has strengthened the museum's community programs. She also coordinates annual fundraising events and oversees the museum's membership programs. When Dr. Schaefer retired in 2014, Dr. William Nitsky joined the team. Dr. Nitsky is a cultural anthropologist with a background in fieldwork in museums. He was hired as a professor of cultural anthropology and co-director of the Museum Studies program. He has brought a renewed focus on the participatory museum curation style, which is inclusive and collaborative.
Well, good morning, everybody. Happy Valentine's Day. I have the distinct honor to welcome you all here today. As you know, this is the ribbon cutting ceremony for the newly expanded Valene L. Smith's Museum of Anthropology. The celebrated national reputation of our anthropology department and museology program exemplify our enduring commitment to hands-on education, applied research, and far-reaching public service.
Dr. Smith, you have given this university so many gifts through your scholarship, through your teaching, and through your generous support of this remarkable facility. It is this spirit of giving back that I hope to instill in every person who is impacted by our education and public contributions. And thank you for inspiring this campus to continue to make a difference each and every day.
It's wonderful to be here. It's a dream come true. I'm thrilled because this is a wonderful location. Northern California is growing. Museums are increasing in popularity and having a far greater influence on the development of education and even on people's lives.
And now it's time to see the new space.
This is some place where I can put my heart as well as my worldly goods and make a donation that will live on and offer a program that is, in my opinion, the best offered in the nation.
The museum is a learning laboratory for undergraduate and graduate students.
We're an academic teaching museum. We train students in state-of-the-art preventative conservation and collections management.
We are a family museum providing year-round entertaining and educational programs.
We are a participatory museum with a mantra of inclusion, involvement, equity, and access. We are an innovative museum that embraces new technologies.
One of the things that our Museum Studies program brings to the student experience is friendship. Our students are required to take courses that require hands-on activities. And for the museum exhibits class, at the beginning of the course, they all start out working together, but not really knowing what exactly is going to happen. But by the end of the course, they've developed friendships and strong bonds because they've had to work in teams as well as individually. And for that experience, I've had many students over the years tell me that this was a really important experience for them and that they learned how to produce something that was bigger than themselves.
Something that I love about working at the museum and what I think really kind of sets us apart is the close interaction that we get to have with the students and all the mentorship opportunities that that brings.
Some of the classes I have taken while in this program include seminars in various anthropological fields, museum management, collections management, and exhibition design. I actually love the exhibition design class so much, I'm taking it again this semester. It's so hard to choose just one favorite memory from working in the museum and being in this program, but all of them involve choral. I've never had a friend like choral where we can finish each other's sentences and know exactly what the other person is about to say. We like to joke that she is the left side of the brain and I'm the right side, and together we create one complete brain. After graduating from Chico State with my master's degree in anthropology and museum studies, I hope to go straight into the museum field and work as a museum educator.
Cheers to 50 years.
Cheers to 50 years.
Cheers to 50 years.
Cheers to 50 years.
Cheers to 50 years. Thank you to Keith Johnson and Valene Smith for making anthropology come to life at a wonderful institution of learning.
Welcome back, everyone. Hope you enjoyed the video.
We're gonna switch gears for a second, and I have the distinct honor to introduce the man who started this whole thing and the reason we are gathered here today, Keith Johnson, the founder and big dreamer within the Department of Anthropology, who dared to think outside the box and created a museology program to train students to become museum professionals. We can't say enough about how big his vision really was. My measure of it is that in the mid-'80s, when I was studying anthropology and museums at IU Bloomington, I was either in a basement, logging in potsherds to a vast void of boxes, or watching museum curators design exhibitions and writing papers about it. The bold idea to allow undergrads and grads to research, design, and install exhibits was not just unheard of, it was revolutionary. Now every program around the US and likely beyond does this. Keith, in his quietly extravagant, iconoclastic way, caught the zeitgeist and rode the first wave. He built a program that when I first saw it, I knew it was good because it is everything I would have wanted as a student. Hands-on methods are the gold standard now, and we are grateful for your student-centered vision. As a byproduct, an amazing outcome, you not only founded this teaching and working museum, you have also seeded the majority of the museums with your intellectual offspring in this local 200-mile radius area and beyond. Basically, every local museum in Butte, Tehama, Lassen, Humboldt, and Shasta counties is filled with our grads, including the Bay Area, and LA, Oregon, Washington, and Nevada have graduates from our program as well. This is truly a wonderful thing to celebrate. I will also add one more note. The first exhibit opened on February 27th in 1970, and this was Keith's birthday weekend. He's a leap year baby, and we have taken note of this milestone and honor it with our new annual event called Museum Weekend that opens the last weekend of February and is a Butte County-wide museum event. It is co-sponsored by the Butte County Board of Tourism. And Keith, we want you to know how grateful we are for your founding of this Museum of Anthropology. And coupled with Valene Smith's bequest, this legacy of learning by doing and respect for human diversity will continue to shine brightly at Chico State. Keith, the Zoom floor is yours.
Wow, that's an incredible introduction. How do I get the floor?
You're on.
Come on, okay, because I can't see it, but that's okay. Can you hear me?
Yep.
You can hear me, okay. Well, thank you very much. That was a fantastic introduction for my brief talk here. I certainly am appreciative of all you're going to do, and I'm certainly appreciative of this great party, the likes of which I have never seen before at all. But anyway, I thought about my years of being the director of the Anthropology Museum, and why was it important to me? Why is it important now? And there are lots of reasons, but I have a few seconds, so I'm going to only talk about two. One of the good reasons that we teach museum practices to students is diversity. We try, like other disciplines, subdisciplines in anthropology, to teach people to understand and appreciate the various peoples and cultures of the world, past and present. And so our efforts in the museum are to do just that, but with a little different twist. We teach diversity through the material culture of other cultures. That is, their artifacts, the things they make and use every day. And a good example of that kind of teaching was yesterday when you saw the Maidu basketry exhibit. That's what can happen. And students get the benefit of this kind of hands-on interaction with different cultures, both in this case, both with the artifacts, the baskets, and also with the people who made them. So it's a terrific kind of potential that we have in the Museum of Anthropology here. Besides this unique ability to teach through things, the other special aspect are the jobs. Teaching museum practices to students is important because every student has to think about during his or her career at the university, what am I going to do afterward? And some of those people go on to museum positions. So we train for that. That's an important part, is to get them out in the world into museums. There are hundreds and hundreds of museums available. Most of them need help. So the job market should be larger, I guess, than it is. But it's very important to design the program so that we can turn out people who can do well in the field that they chose, in this case, museum studies. During the time I was the museum director, I think over 30 years or so, I had counted about 40 students who started their career after college when they graduated in a museum somewhere. And they're all over the place, as Adrian alluded to. I have 3 of them, I think, as I can recall, in out of the United States. One is had a museum job in Haiti, and one in Botswana. And the third one I can think of was the Jordanian Heritage Museum in Jordan. Then when you come on shore here, looking back to the east quickly, I had one student in the Smithsonian when she left Chico State. I think she was a conservator in the National Museum of the American Indian. This is more the Smithsonian. The art world back there, I had a student who got a job in the Whitney in New York. And then the rest of them, more or less, we could say, to make this short, came out to the west and stayed in the west part. And I just wanted to talk about 3 of them quickly. If you were in the chat room a minute ago, you heard 2 of them talk, and that would maybe I'll reiterate some of that, but that's okay. The first person that was spectacular in my life as a director was Lucy Sperlin. As you know, she was in the first museum class in 1970. And she helped us in several exhibits. Subsequent to that, she mentioned her remembrance of putting up the Chinese temple for the first of many times, it seems, that we've done that. She did well to help us there, and not only that, but she was tall, and that was important, I guess. When she left Chico State with her degree, she went to Oregon, and as she said, became director of the Horner Museum on the campus of Oregon State University. And then when she retired from that job, she came back to Butte County and is now the director and curator of the Butte County Historical Society Museum and Archive. So she's probably the longest lasting museum person that went through our program, starting around 1970 in that first exhibit. Then in 1989, we put on a exhibit on communications, which we called, I think it was named then Person to Person. And one of the people in that exhibit class was Linda Ragsdale. She took that class in 1989, and in the discussions of what we might do, she thought it would be a good idea if we had a satellite. And so she took it upon herself to find a satellite that we could put on exhibit in the Trinity Hall. And she found one in San Diego. She went down there apparently by herself, got it. It's a life-size model of a satellite. I can't remember how much it weighed, but she drove it back here and put it on display, and then did some other kinds of things around it. But it was centered in the middle of the hallway in Trinity Hall, and it was a spectacular part of that particular exhibit. She was a student curator, a paid position for 3 years, from 1990 to 1992. And then she went to Turtle Bay for her first job. She was a project director for the Turtle Bay Museum in Reading. And from that, she became, I guess she was hired on a national exhibit design company that she worked for many years. So she was one of the better ones, and I just wanted to mention her. Hopefully some of her relatives are here. I'm not sure. The last one you met at some of you met at the chat room, and that was and is Curry Gill. She was the last of my curators in the 1999-2000 year. She went through the program, did excellent work for me, as all my curators did. And then when she left with her master's degree, she went to the Mission Mill Museum in Salem, Oregon. And of course, she's moved on from there. So she's been in museum work for most of her time also. As a little bit of an aside, she often, or not often, but sometimes Curry brings her family to visit Chico and Chico State as she comes here from Oregon occasionally. And she's, I don't know what this has to do with museums, but she loves hash brown potatoes. And so I take it upon myself to find the best hash browns in Chico. When she comes to town with her family, we take her out to breakfast there so she can try these fabulous hash browns. For your information, the best hash browns in Chico are at the Italian Cottage. Now, that was several years ago, so there are new restaurants now, and there may be a better one. That, if you know where it is, I would appreciate if you would tell me, so that if Curry ever comes here again, I can take her to a new place, unless the Italian Cottage on the Esplanade is still the best. Anyway, that's just a little side there that reminds me of Curry all the time. So I'll turn it back with that to Dr. Niski.
Thank you so much, Adrian.
Yeah. You know, bios. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think we're going to give you guys a little update on the news at the museum, what's coming up now and what we're doing as we our doors are closed, but a lot is happening. What's coming, we have 2 public events still yet to come up after this. In October 30th, we will have our Museum Monster Mayhem event, and that is a Halloween event for families. It's over Zoom, 2 hours, but we have a bat expert. We have clay being delivered at a door with goodie bags, and also a Bay Area nationally noted storyteller will end with a haunted Savannah story. So it's going to be a lot of fun. And you may be getting emails about it. Tell anybody you know, and basically you don't have to live in Chico to attend. And then in November 15th, we're going to continue our 3rd or 4th annual film festival. And this year we will be showcasing one of Dr. Nitsky's films called Bang the Drum. And it's about the Yao people of China. and you can go to our webpage and get signed up for any of these events. So that's what's going on in terms of museum education this fall.
Hi again, everybody. Will Nitsky, co-director of the museum. Thank you again, Keith. That was wonderful to hear. And I'm so glad you're with us today. So as Keith mentioned, and just to reiterate, we are a very innovative museum studies program providing hands-on opportunities and training for our museum undergraduate and graduate students. And every single fall, we have a special class where we teach, and some of you have actually attended yourself, a museum curation class. And so this fall, I want to actually talk to you a little bit, just a couple minutes, about the class this fall and what we're doing. As many of you know, our museum is not open for in-person visitations. And as a result of this, the Museum of Anthropology does not want to remain closed. We are open virtually. So if you go to our website, you'll be able to see all the different wonderful online content we've been able to create, free events for our community. And in order to continue that and to remain relevant and timely in our work, this fall semester, myself leading a curatorial team of 16 students, along with the museum staff, who many of you know, will be curating an online exhibition, the first online exhibition for the Museum of Anthropology. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to be focusing on the topic of epidemics and pandemics, specifically the social impacts of pandemics on our lives, and extending that even further, connecting it with the timely topic of social and racial injustice. We'll be looking at as well racism as a pandemic. So these topics are the forefront of our mind, the forefront of our nation's mind, and the world's mind, and we want to actually be relevant and timely and bring these things to the fore. So this exhibition is being curated right now, and it will be rolling out in early spring. So keep your eyes open for that, and do check our website. And if you're on our mailing list, or if you are not on our mailing list, please join and we can make sure we get you that information.
Hey everybody, Heather here. I wanted to share something. It's really nice to see everybody first, and thank you for coming. I wanted to share that we have a new alumni membership that we're going to kick off in honor of our 50th anniversary. And some of the benefits of the membership are going to include museum alumni merchandise and an annual museum alumni newsletter. And this is something we've been wanting to do and see it as a way to continue to stay in touch with each other, to continue to learn from each other as we pursue our professional careers, and to help future museum studies students create a professional network. With all of our graduates out in museums all over the US and abroad, I think it'd be nice for people to be able to stay in touch. So stay tuned for more to come. I'll be reaching out to our alumni in the future with more information about this really cool new membership.
Yes, I'd like to talk a little bit, all these wonderful things that we're doing, the virtual exhibit, our students, our undergraduate and graduate students, and all the work they're doing, our educational programs, all these things are things we'd like to continue doing at the level that we're doing them, a high quality education at Chico State and the College of Behavioral and Social Sciences. And we're really proud to be part of that college. We're proud to be part of the university, but in order to keep doing these things, we do need your support. And so I'm asking today, telling you that you can make a difference. And so what we want to do with this time is focus on how we can support our students. And so in terms of our museum study students, both a graduate and undergraduate, your impact will make a difference. So we have $300 sends one student to an academic conference. And yes, students are still going to conferences even though they're virtual. $500 trains students in developing virtual educational programs. And this is really the wave of the future. We're finding more and more that as museums had to shut their doors, they're resorting to finding
virtual reality modalities to do these things. And so our students will be trained to do this when they go out into the job market, as Keith Johnson mentioned how important that was. $800 advances student thesis projects. We have several students in the MA degree program who are working on their thesis as we speak for museum studies, museum related topics. And $1,000 trains students in virtual exhibition curation. So all these things will help support our students and allow them to do the things that they need to do to advance their careers and their futures. Thank you.
Okay, well, we have a little bit of a surprise we've been saving for the end. And you know, this is a celebration. So some of you need to get out your glasses and get ready to make a toast. I'm pouring my bubbly right now. And to make this kind of a celebration, we have our own dynamic duo here. We have Heidi and Will Nitsky, who are going to play us a tune. Well, cheers to 50 years, everybody.
Cheers. L'chaim, Prosit, Skol.
Cheers.
Yes, the many ways to say
Cheers.
cheers.
Salud.
Salud.
And it's 5 o'clock somewhere, right?
Sun is always open the yard arm somewhere.
Yes, thank you all. It was a wonderful celebration. I certainly appreciate it. And all the wonderful things that have been going on for 50 years. I hope to see you in the next celebration.
Great, thank you. Yeah.
50 years from now, Keith?
Yes, yes, I'll still be here somewhere.
I definitely think this museum is here to stay, and that makes me very happy.